Okay, I have absolutely no idea what's going on. All I know is that Bungie is showering us with loot this week. We just had the gunsmith's weapon rolls reset to give us great picks like this Ikelos and this falling guillotine, and now Xur has come to town, and he brought this bad boy on top of those gunsmith weapons for the week. Yeah, both hardcore and casual players alike are loving this week so far, I can definitely already tell. Now, the purpose of today's video is this. Number one, I want to tell you guys that Xur is selling a 7 Seraph Carbine God roll. And number two, explain to you why this weapon is so good and such a big deal. We're not really going to be going over Xur's entire inventory, only this one weapon in particular because it's the main standout pick and enough people do the entire inventory thing every week as is. Now, before we do jump into the video, if you guys could do me a favor and feed the YouTube algorithm with a like or sub if you enjoyed today's video, I would greatly appreciate it. And without further ado, let's jump into this. Now, first things first, Xur is right here on the map for those that would like to visit him. And if you're a newer player, Xur shows up at reset every single Friday at some sort of random location, and leaves at reset on Tuesday, so you have a limited amount of time to get to him before he leaves and refreshes his inventory, which is why this video is a little bit urgent. Now, of course, the talking point of today's video is this beauty right here, a 7 Seraph Carbine with auto-loading holster, Vorpal weapon, and some great barrels slash magazines. The fact that Xur is selling a roll that is this perfect is fantastic for both the hardcore and casual players alike, because the 7 Seraph Carbine is a rare as hell weapon to get a good roll on. Its only source of dropping is via Xur's inventory, the gunsmith weekly featured weapons, or a drop from gunsmith material turn-ins. It's not a world loot pool weapon, nor can it be target farmed, so its frequency in appearing is very minimal as is, and walking away with a god rolled one if you finally get one to drop or if a vendor is selling it is rare on top of that as well. Now, this particular Seraph Carbine roll is going to be absolutely fantastic for Nightfalls this season. Anti-barrier auto is looking to be the main anti-barrier mod that we're stuck with until February, so might as well use one of the best auto rifles in the game for the job if you're running Nightfalls. This 7 Seraph Carbine in particular that Xur is selling will play perfectly into a Nightfall playstyle, as you have not only Vorpal weapon as a perk to increase your damage to champions and bosses by 15%, but you also have auto-loading holster, so when you do damage a champion and pop his barrier, you can swap to another weapon to deal burst damage, and by the time the champion is either killed or brings his shield back up, you can swap back to the Seraph Carbine and have it at the ready without wasting time to reload whatsoever. This roll also has armor piercing rounds for extra damage to combatant shields and for over penetrating targets, which is just nice. Now, everything I just mentioned is how this weapon functions based off the perks alone, combined with the champion mod. But because it's a Seraph weapon, you already know what I'm going to say, that means it also has the added benefit of, you guessed it, Warmind cells. Now, I made an entire video on Warmind cells since their nerf this season. If you guys would like to go check that out, definitely look around on the channel. I'll see if I can remember to put it in the description. But the TLDR is that Warmind cells still slap in casual content. They're just not super OP like they used to be. But for Master / Nightfall content, which this weapon roll is specifically good for, Warmind cells are best used for only their utility. For casual content, you'll use these things and pop them to clear ads and just kill a bunch of enemies, but inside this Nightfall content, inside this Master content, you want to use these for utility to get the most out of them, and Warmind cells have a lot of utility that I don't see people using near as much as they should. For example, the mod Warmind's Protection states, when near a Warmind cell you get added damage resistance, which by the way, when combined with Protective Light, makes you damn near invincible for those guys that already run this. As well as Power of Rasputin, which is a separate mod, which debuffs every single enemy that is near a Warmind cell that's on the ground, allowing you to deal extra damage to them overall with pretty much any weapon that you have. When running high-end Nightfall content, chances are you're running with a fire team and you're using comms, so you can just easily tell your teammates to not shoot the cells as they're not there for ad clear, and that they're there for the extra weapon damage and the survivability. All in all, this roll on the Seraph Carbine is absolutely cracked, and all of you should go pick this up from Xur ASAP. It's only 1,000 glimmer and 50 legendary shards, and pretty much the most casual of casual players can definitely afford this. We seem to be leaning towards an auto rifle meta for quite a while this season for master content because of the champion mods, so definitely make sure that you don't miss out on the Seraph Carbine. But guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching up until this point. If you watched the entire video all the way through, you guys have no idea just how much watch time helps creators like myself out here on YouTube. And yeah, I have a big project coming out in the next few days. This is a video that I wasn't expecting to make, but Xur kind of dropped a bombshell, so I wanted to make sure that you guys knew, just like with my gunsmith video yesterday. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope the video helped in some way, shape, or form. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.